The people and you. Pump is absolutely madly proper. Pythons everywhere, bro. Clean bulk all day, every day, all winter. Proper, isn't it? Hey, what's up? What is up, fellow humans? What is up, my followers? What is up? God bless you. Proper salute upon you. Isn't it amazing when your Stairmasters are free? Right? It's amazing. I mean, when Stairmasters are not free, for me there is no cardio. There's plenty of treadmills there, ellipticals, bikes. For me they mean nothing. I cannot do cardio on a bike or treadmill. I cannot. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, my heartbeat will stay at freaking 110. They don't work. God bless you all, guys. All right. So you gotta pay the dues, even if you're clean bulking. In my opinion, in my business, we always do post-workout cardio. All year long, it doesn't matter. Winter time, summertime, you must do it. And it's very essential. It's proper, isn't it? It really is. Anyway, what's up, boys and girls? Absolutely assuming your gender right there. And today, it is still day officially. I'm going to tell you about time travel. Time travel. God knows. I mean, for me, it's like my biggest fantasy, right? A lot of people obviously dream about it, theorize about it. There are tons of movies about it. Some people believe in it, right? Literally, I mean, if you go to YouTube, some people believe in stories of time travel. Or, yeah, there's a guy actually, I think they call it the story, the man from Torad. Now, this guy, not only did he time travel, but supposedly he came from a different dimension. And he went to Japan, the airport of Tokyo, and he had a proper passport that they never seen, and supposedly it was from a country named Torad, which was somehow located between France and Spain. And the document looked legit, the passport legit, and he had like several travel in it, and he had some money that I never saw, some things, and they were like supposedly doing an investigation on him, and then he disappeared. That was that one. There's the man from New York. Two men from New York. The first one, supposedly he was killed by a car. He was bewildered. They saw a guy, I think he was like in the main street in New York, whatever, like Fifth Avenue or Times Square, whatever. He was bewildered. He stayed there in the center of the street, and he was like, what the hell am I doing here? And then he got hit by a car, and he got killed. And when they take a look at him, he was wearing some old clothes from last century, and he has money from last century, and he has an address of the last century, a picture of a girl that was very old, like black and white. I said, what the hell this guy's come from? And they had no record, like nobody knew him, supposedly. That's the first thing. But the most credible story, not credible, but like the most crazy story, and the craziest one, is another guy of the NASDAQ, which is the stock market in NYC, right? This guy became exceedingly rich. He became rich like crazy. He was making all kinds of deals, and so much so that the FBI suspected him that he had some insider information. How the hell are you getting all these millions of dollars? And they basically arrested him, and he told them, listen, I am a time traveler. As simple as that. He was getting everything correct. So this story is on YouTube, and supposedly it is the only one that you can really verify. So that's that. For me, frankly, is my biggest fantasy, to time travel. And I will let you guess. Do you think I would rather travel to the future or the past? I mean, if you know me, the answer is rather obvious. I would rather go back to the past, dearie me. Frankly, I don't want to see the future. I really don't want to see the future. How's that? Anyway, since it is more of it belongs to the fantasy realm, let's talk about some alternatives, what you can do. So personally, what I do is I disconnect with the bad content of today's era, of my epoch. I don't listen to today's music. I don't watch the news, frankly. And I try to stay connected with things that are really timeless. You watch a documentary of the lion in the savannah, in the Serengeti, or in the Masai Mara, absolutely timeless. It was like that millennia ago, really, millennia ago. That's really timeless, right? But since I'm aware that I'm living in 2018, it makes me appreciate things. The phone I'm talking with, although technically it is outdated, it is 2 years old. In today's era, it's a dinosaur. But the processor in my very phone, which is a Samsung S7, the processor is stronger by tons and tons of times than the processor that was in Apollo 12 or 13, the one that supposedly went to the moon and back. Right? Any device you have right now is more powerful than whatever NASA had merely a decade ago, and we really don't appreciate it because it becomes obsolete. You buy a car now, you buy a Honda Civic Type R, which is affordable for most youngsters nowadays. It is literally, I'm not joking, literally faster than, it handles better than the supercar, hypercar of merely a decade ago. The Porsche Turbo S, I think, was not as fast as the current Type R around the Nürburgring. And we don't appreciate this. We really don't appreciate this. You buy a freaking Honda Accord, it has like 300 horsepower now, whatever. Back in the day, that was like supercar territory, right? And it keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. We become like desensitized. You merely go to a grocery store, and the diversity and the choice of food we have is absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, the biggest emperor of old, let's say Nero, freaking Adrian of Rome, Ramses, baby, please. These guys don't have access, didn't have access to this. As a matter of fact, the pharaohs of old Egypt, they were importing grapes. You know what grapes is? They were importing it from today's Lebanon, because they used to grow there properly, and they import it via pigeons. You know, the travel pigeon, whatever. They attach it on its feet and they bring it to Egypt. Today, I live literally in the North Pole. I go to my store, I have exotic fruits from everywhere. I got pineapples. 50 years ago, local people did not know what is a pineapple. I didn't know. Bananas, same thing. But we don't appreciate this. We just don't appreciate this. Because we're too occupied, we're too blinded by the next thing. Time became short. I was listening to the radio yesterday, and they're talking about the current, literally, mass extinctions of species. And I'm hearing this since I was a kid. Mass extinctions everywhere. Species disappearing. The forest is being killed, the fauna and the flora, the whole ecosystem is being messed up, and they try to fix it. Freaking whatever, the NGOs, I cannot forget the name of it, the famous NGO, to no avail. There is no saving us. There is absolutely no saving us. Our current system is just not made to care about us as a species. Bill Clinton and his wife. Bill Clinton, as an example, since most of you are Americans. When Bill Clinton finished his presidency, which lasted I think 8 years, right? He was the guy who replaced I think George Bush Sr. When his presidency finished, he was deeply in debt. Why? Because his only revenue was the president salary, which is rather mediocre, and he had to pay a lot of attorney fees, lawyer fees, because of all that Monica Lewinsky scandal. And right now he has hundreds, the power couple, the Clintons, they have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So they made money after. Being a president of the US is literally a business. Like right now, Obama, when he goes to have speeches everywhere, he got paid big money. He gets paid big money. See? So these guys go to be president and they get richer even after. It's just insane. Do you think that the guy who was there for 4 years, elected by the people, he will care about the environment or the species? No. There are all kinds of lobbies. Monsanto this, oil lobby that, right? The armament industrial complex, the weapon, the military industrial complex. All these guys have lobbies, man, and interest, and they do whatever it takes to get heard, and their word passes before you, whether you like it or not. Like George Bush, the kid, the son, his name is George W. Bush. He signed some crazy laws, crazy laws, favoring the corporations. The corporations in the US nowadays, they literally have the right by the law to pollute the tap water, and you can do nothing about them. They're being protected, so they can kill you. There's some inner city, not inner city, but there's some small towns in the Midwest. When you open literally the tap water, it is green. The tap water is green because of chemicals, and everybody knows it's because of the corporation downstairs. Yet by law they cannot prosecute him because it was a presidential decree by George Bush Jr. W. That's how crazy and perverted the system is. That's it. There's another lady, I think she lives in Michigan. She tried to fight the big corporation. In the US you have like mega farms, huge mega farms, where you have pork and swine, and it is very polluting, right? And she tried to fight them. There's nothing she can do. The whole tap water, the whole ecosystem is polluted by bacteria because of their feces, baby, please, and there's no recourse, nothing whatsoever. Up here in Canada, in Alberta, they discovered oil lately. They call them the oil sands. The oil sands in Alberta, big business, and it polluted the water of tons and tons of farms because it uses tons of water to extract the oil from the sand. It is the most dirty business when it comes to oil, and there is no recourse because it brings money. It brings money for the state, so they look the other way, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, money talks, man. Money talks. Look what happened in Turkey lately There was a guy, an opposition guy from Saudi Arabia. He got killed in the consulate, dismembered, and there's nothing they can do about it. Nothing. Why? Because Saudi Arabia pays a lot of money. Now, to be noted, look at the hypocrisy of the things. The president of Turkey, his name is Erdogan. Now, he is, until now, he was the most vocal guy against that. Obviously, Trump, he said nothing. He said, no, those are like rogue elements that killed the guy. No big deal. I mean, the authorities are not involved. Forget about him. But Turkey, it was the most vocal about, because it happened in its territory. But it is using that event, which is a drama, as leverage. Right now, they accepted a lot of deals from Saudi Arabia. So look at the perversion of the thing. So right now, the Saudis will invest tons of money in Turkey just for Turkey to shut up and not make it a big deal and forget about that story of the assassination of the guy. His name is Khashoggi. That's the first thing. And they will push Saudi Arabia to normalize the situation with Qatar, because Turkey is friend with Qatar and there's an issue with there. So just to tell you guys that at the end of the day, money talks. Just money talks. Money talks. 2 years ago, this happened in Dubai. As you know, Dubai is very prosperous. The daughter, like the princess of Dubai, she fled Dubai. She fled Dubai on a jet ski, on a freaking jet ski. That was like a Westerner woman that helped her to escape from Dubai. So she fled on a jet ski, and then she went on a yacht. That yacht was captured in the international seas by the Indian fleet. The Indian army captured it, and they brought the girl back to Dubai. And nobody is talking about it. It's like, shut up. Why? Because, you know, her father is very, very rich. And that's it. It's like, and she made like a video. She said, I'm like a prisoner here, this and that. Let me go. I want to stay here. But what can you do? Money talks. Money talks. It is what it is, man. So, you know, we think that we have a voice with our votes. Yes. That's a crazy thing happening right now in the US. You know, everything is being politicized. Every damn thing. They're trying to make it politics. There's a guy actually who sent some suspected, you know, whatever, something like boxes to everybody, to CNN, to the Clintons, whatever. And everybody's blaming the others. The Democrats say, no, it's you. The Republicans, the Republicans saying it's you. It's just insane. It is so perverted. I mean, the atmosphere, it became so bad. I mean, so hateful, so negative. You say, damn, what's going on? And that was a shooting a few days ago. I think it was in Pittsburgh. That was a crazy guy, a racist guy, who went there and shot up like 11 people in a synagogue. He killed them, right? And everybody's trying to blame the others. I mean, Trump was going there. He was not received by the local authorities. Said, no, it's because of you he's doing this. Trump is saying, no, my daughter is Jewish. My grand kids are Jewish. I mean, and her husband is Jewish. So what the hell are you doing? I mean, I'm not an anti-Semitic, but say, no, it's you. And the Democrats say it's you. It's just a perverted. You see, how the hell can people still believe in this politics and they go and vote for them? It's messed up everywhere. Right, left. Same thing, same story, man. Same story. And I'm old, obviously, but the atmosphere in the U.S. has never been this toxic. Literally, I posted a picture yesterday about Ben and Jerry's. Like, Ben and Jerry's now came up with a flavor to counter Trump. It's called Resist, like Resist Trump. It's incredible. It's like, it's so insane. Everything is a fight. It's a bitter fight. Same happened with Kavanaugh, you know, the judge. He was accused for like 35 years ago. It's just insane, man. I mean, how can people still believe in this and they roll for them? If you're an average Joe, dude, they don't care about us. Remember the song of the 90s of Michael Jackson? They don't care about us. They really don't care about us, dude. They really don't care about us. when I was a kid, the most famous Frenchman in the world back then, his name was Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau was like an explorer. I think he's the very first guy ever to record under the sea, footage of under the sea. And he had a boat called Calypso. He was going to the Amazon, everywhere. And he was, each time making a documentary, say we need to save the planet, And he died. He died like 20 years ago. And his son is talking about, and they still talking, okay, save the planet, save this. And there's nothing to save, man. If he comes back now, he will have a heart attack. There is no saving this, right? I mean, it kept degrading, it kept going bad and bad and bad and bad and bad and bad. And that's it. And what can you do? Me, I don't even dare go into my birthplace, Algeria, which was like a paradise for me, like the best weather ever. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. They destroyed it. They built everywhere. I mean, there is no more forest. It's like they built everywhere. It became like freaking Los Angeles, just a sea of cement, a sea of concrete. That's it. They don't care. They don't care. And now, let me remind you of this, because today is, let's talk about it. The caravan coming from and mark my word for it, the caravan coming from South America came from Honduras and heading towards the US. It is a prelude. Do you think they're gonna stop? They have nothing to lose, these guys. They have nothing to lose. You either stay there and die, or you just go somewhere else. They think it's paradise, called El Norte. They don't care. They have nothing to lose, and it's happening in Europe. Europe is being invaded by boats, by freaking boats. Do they have things to do? No. If you go to Algeria and Morocco, you see people coming from Central Africa and fleeing. They want to go north. They don't care because they don't have nothing to lose. You need to comprehend, and it will get worse and worse and worse and worse. That's what's up. God bless you. Be saluted. Stay positive. Keep your sanity. At least in this crazy world, keep your health. Good. Keep your health. I mean, mentally fit and physically fit, because ultimately that's all you have. That's the most important thing. God bless you and be saluted. It was a proper video. Really was.